Well, it's January now, and we're back up at the property. My day's off today. The summit was not raining or snowing over. It's been snowing over the Sierra Nevadas for the past couple of weeks. Took some time off, fixed the truck and stuff. But we're up here now to put the roof trusses and stuff. I've got a load of lumber on here. So what we're going to do is put together some trusses. I'm laying them out here inside the pump house over there so I can cut them, lay them out, and then we'll put them up onto the roof. Get the trusses up, and then next week we'll bring up the plywood and get the plywood in, and then the roofing and stuff onto it. So that's what we're doing up here. I'll show you how we're going along as we start setting trusses. How I'm building the trusses, I'm laying them down here. I've got them measured out to the length I need. So I pre-cut the actual rafters themselves at home, brought them up here. We put two of them down, we put these metal plates onto it, then I cut this 2x4 piece here. And then I have it notched in, and then I put big, huge, giant screws tying it all together to tie a truss. I'll flip one of these up so you can actually see what the truss looks like and what material I'm using to put it together. So here's a cross brace of the truss itself. The truss from wall to wall is 127¼ inches. So I've got my notches onto it. What I've been doing is coming through with 2x4 and doing a notch here. I did a cut knot like this, and then I screw this big screw here, tying it all together. So it makes a truss system. You tie in these metal brackets across here to hold that. I will be cutting a 2x4 slot in here, putting a 2x4, tying them all together. But this here will actually make it a vaulted ceiling and make it super strong, because I'll put a strap across here so I can put rigging in there if I need to carry anything through it. But that's what the trusses will look like. Well, I've got 3 done, and we'll finish the last 4, and then I can get them up and put them on the roof. Well, last night we got the first truss up. I wanted to get one up before I closed up for the day. We needed to notch the plywood on the outside so they'll drop in. But I have all the other trusses set up. We stacked them from where we were building them up onto the roof itself. And then what we'll do is we will drag it over onto the side here and install these up. The notch up on top there is basically set up for a 2x4 ridge. I'll run a 2x4 ridge all the way across all the trusses, and then put my fascia on the outside. But what we'll do is for today, we'll get the rest of the trusses in. I'll shoot a little video of all the trusses up, what it looks like, what it looks from the outside. Next week we'll be able to come up here, get the plywood in, maybe get some tar paper down onto it. This is Tuesday morning, and it's gonna rain probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. They've got snow. There's an 80% chance of snow going over the Sierra Pass, coming back over here. But my days off on Tuesday, Wednesday will be clear, so I'll come back up with a load of plywood, get the plywood in, and then basically weather tight this room in, and then I keep building. It's really nice to be able to get back up here to work a little bit more on the property. Like most people say, when wintertime comes, everything stops. You can't do a whole lot of gardening. The snow keeps me from the property, so it's really nice to get back up in here, get focused back on the property up here so we can get this done, get the house in, get the greenhouses in, and get back up here on this property, live here full time, and start building it. So we'll get the trusses on here, and I'll show you what they look like once they're all in. Well, we got all the trusses hung, put up there, got my brackets in. I've got to do the end walls out here still. I need to bring in 2 more rafters. I calculated wrong. So we'll get those in next week, get it sheared. That's what that looks like. The outside. Rafters going that way. We'll set in that there. That high pitch setup is for the solar panels, since our sun's on that side. So it'll give it a steep enough area. We'll get the walls in, the other rafters in it, get it blocked, and get it sheeted next week. But that's the trusses all set in. The roof getting in. We'll get that in, get the area around here cleaned up, and get me a roof put on here. Nice being able to come back up in here and finish up the roof and stuff. December and January was mostly a wash, but we'll get springtime coming. I'll be able to get the rest of this in, and we'll start finishing up the interior of this place. Get the underground all finished up, see if I can get some electrical pulled in here, and then we can move on to a different project, finish up the block and the siding on the outside of this pump house. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.